Hello guys, NautoAisDx here, and I want to give my thoughts finally the King of Fighters 14 DLC characters. So we've heard, I think it was January, February, there was a tournament and they announced that there will be four characters, not new characters, I'll explain that later, four DLC characters for King of Fighters 14. It's already had like 50 characters, so now you got 54. So it's already big for a roster, and half of them are new. It's not like 98 or 2002. And I want to give my thoughts on these four characters. And surprisingly, who they chose, I'm actually surprised. Some of them are left field. Some of them, in the way, it's in the right field. So I'll explain it. So during the month of March, each week there's going to be a character that we're going to introduce. So they finally show all four of them. That's going to be in King of Fighters 14. And the best part, all four of these characters, they're $5, which is mostly a common average price for a character is $5. Some become 6 in some games, but I always feel that $4.99 or $5 is the right number. I think the same goes with I think Smash Brother. I bought it, I can't remember. I played those are fun characters also, but different story. So each characters are $5. I think that's the right choice. So with that, I want to give my thoughts of each character they chose. Is it a good choice in my opinion or not? Well, let's see. So the first one they introduced was Whip. So Whip is basically her backstory. She used to work for the Nest Cartel, but now she teamed. Well, she, I okay maybe I can't remember much of her story. And I think she worked for the Nest Cartel, but at the same time she was being a double agent with the Equal Warriors because she debuted in King Fighter 99 when the introduction of four teams rather than three. She was the fourth new member for the Equal Warrior team. Really not so much of a popular character, but there are some people who like her. But she's been frequently in the King of Fighter game. Of course, she was in the Nest Cartel, no duh there. She was also in 2000, I think in 2003 and 11. In 2003, she teamed up with K and Maxima, and 11 with Ralph and Clark, but kicking out Leon, I don't know. And then that's it. So, okay, but at least, she has been in a lot of the games. So, unlike Angel, who was her last appearance was in 2001 and counting the Dream Match 2002, and to some extent Neo Wave, but again, it's not really canon, it's a spin-off. And like I said in the King of Fighter V-Blog, I wouldn't think any character that was created by Elliot, which is a Korean developer. They did 2001 and 2 because of Right. They said, nah, it's not going to be that's really impossible, no chance. And then in King of Fighter 14, yeah, in 3D with Ramon, with of course the new character King of Dinosaur, and I'll explain that later. Not so much. I was a very very big left field in my opinion. Like Angel, like wow, did not see that coming. And teaser, there will be another V-Blog I'm gonna do. My thoughts on fighting characters and fighting game that, in my opinion, were a left field. Like I wouldn't think you put that character, but wow, slap me silly, you did. But there's a different story. So again, Whip, she's been more frequently than Angel, so I can understand, but still, not so much a popular character, but, well, it is what it is. So, Angel, if you're Angel, or not, no, Whip, not Angel, shoot, sorry. I mean Whip, not Angel. Whip. So again, if you're a Whip fan, there you go. Use her Whip skills, and it looks like she has a new move. I think a lot of these characters, judging by trailer, they have some new moves, but I can't really remember. So moving there is a fatal Fury character. This one's actually not so much a very right field, but just a right field, and that's Ryuji Yamazaki. It's a Fatal Fury character that debuted in Fatal Fury 3, and then he's been in the later one, Rebound 2, Rebound Special, and he was also in Capcom vs. SNK and its sequel, and he debuted in King of Fighter 97. Of course, it was 98, the Dream Match. And then he disappeared in the Nest Cartel era until 2002, but that doesn't count. Then he made a return in 2003 But this character is actually, the reason I said Brightfield, even though he hardly appeared in the King of Fighters series, is he's a big known character for the Fatal Fury series. So basically, he does have the same move. You know, he has his one hand in the pocket, and he has his other hand, and from what I he has like a knife. He has some weird like jabbing move with his hand. So you know, curb stomp. That is what Yamazaki is. A lot of people like the character. But he does have a new move that made me laugh. And this is a new one I've never really seen. And it looks like a level 3 move because, from what I heard, level 3 moves in King of Fighters 14 are cinematic. So it has a cinematic. And basically, depends what stage you are, he'll grab something from the stage and he's going to hit you with it. He just grabs something, hits you, and that's it. And it was funny how they did it with the trailer. So it makes me laugh. But I think a lot of people are going to like this guy because it's really funny. Because again, the guy is crazy. I think his premise was, well, I don't remember Fatal Fury, and I hardly play Fatal Fury, but in the King of Fighter, somehow Orochi made a deal with him and he just said, piss off. That's all I remember. But again, you know, kind of how I feel. Oh, before I even continue, I want to talk about the costume-wise. Looks like Whip, not really so much change for Whip. Has her signature costume in Whip. So not much. Yamazaki, surprisingly, he's now, well, he's based on his Fatal Fury 3 rather than his King of Fighter attire, which I prefer. The King of Fighter one basically had like a polo shirt and vest, looks better. But I know in 2003, because a lot of people went in with the black shirt, the black muscle shirt, so I kind of fit. And in KoF XIV DLC sequel, it was a black muscle shirt. So it was the same thing with this one. I can agree with it. The only difference I noticed that apparently they didn't give him the gloves like in the 2D version. He does have some sort of wristband, but he has no gloves. I don't know if it's really, I guess it fits more, you know, like he doesn't really care about attire or battle gear. Hey, you know, I'm just a punk ass, excuse the language. I'm going to see something, I'm going to hit you with it. Kind of makes sense. So again, but of right field. And Fatal Fury is a popular series by, you know, yeah. So don't be surprised there's a lot of Fatal Fury. Think of it as Street Fighter in Capcom games, there's more Street Fighter. Marvel, and fighting games, more X-Men than Marvel. Same goes with this one. That's why there's more Fatal Fury versus Art of Fighting because it is the popular of the two. Just saying. So the third character they revealed, again, sort of a left field, but I get it. And I even think, like, man, whoever the developer for King Fight 14, they must love NES Cartel characters, and that is Vanessa. So, as Ramon, in the NES Cartel era, or the game, she's basically, they call it Agent Against Net. I kind of told about the V-Blog on King of Fighter with Ramon and Seth. They're basically agent to stop the NES Cartel. And she debuted in 2000 with Ramon, teaming up with Kane Maxima. And she's a boxer. So now you got, I guess, two boxers. You got now, or maybe three, I can remember. Well, maybe three, I can remember. So you got Vanessa and, of course, the newcomer Nelson. Excuse me. But, yeah, so Vanessa. From what I heard, she's also a popular character. A lot of people like playing her. She's kind of unique. So, surprising, yeah, a bit. But again, hey, if Whip's in the game, why not Vanessa? Again, she appeared in some of the games, like I said, 2000, 2001, 2002, and 11. She wasn't in 2003, but she was in King Fighter 11, forming the agent team with Blue Mary because she's an agent. I know she's from Fatal Fury 3, but she's an agent. And Ramon. Ramon's not really an agent, but he was hired to team up with Vanessa because I think there was a story that both of Ramon has a crush with Vanessa, but apparently the bio said that Vanessa's now not only a boxer but she's a housewife. So I don't know, don't really find out that much about Vanessa. So again, she has her moves, her signature move we've seen in the 2D game. Her attire is still the same style, but a lot of the designs are different. Like, it's more detailed now with her shirt. Her pants now, it was black in the 2D version. Now it's I think there was some plaid lines design. So, Okay, so that's cool. But the thing is, rather than wearing some sort of, I call it like shiny shoes. That's what I call. I don't know what she was wearing. Shoes. She's wearing sandals, open-toe sandals, which is interesting. Again, I don't know the significance of it. It's just a design change. Sometimes you gotta upgrade the design. You can't have with the same one. Look at Street Fighter V. I mean, thank you for the new design. I mean, some games already done it, like Soul Calibur, Dynasty Warrior, Samurai Warrior. I know it's too much work, but it is what it is. I like that. So, for your Vanessa fans, there you go. So, the last one, and perfectly, I'm gonna be talking a lot about this character. Very bright field. Good choice. And it may sound a cop out, but because it is a new character, and I'll explain why. This final reveal character, people gonna love him. I played this guy. I played his game, where he came from, and this is the fourth reveal character is Rock Howard. Yeah. So for people who don't know who this guy is, he's in a game called Garo Mark of the Wolf. It's basically a post-game Fatal Fury game with new characters. It takes place way, way in the future. The story is that he's the son of Geese Howard. When this game started, he's already a teenager. I think he's 16 years old. So I don't know how old is he there. Maybe he's 16, maybe 14. I don't know. But the point is, his game, Geese already died. That's the premise. He died. Maybe not. Maybe there's a new Mark of the Wolf game. Maybe there's a new premise. Hey, people thought Nash and Goken died. Oh, no, sorry, Bob. They're back. So, same thing with this one. So, Rock Howard, very popular character. He has the both moves of Terry Bogard and Geese Howard. Well, how come I know this? I have games who he has in it. Yes. So, I did play like arcade Mark of the Wolf, and that's where it came from. Kind of hard because like the arcade and a different side. But he's been in multiple, beside Mark of the Wolf, he's been in multiple games where there's Capcom SNK. It's basically, he was in Capcom versus SNK 2. He was one of the new characters. I bought that game for the PS2. Awesome game. Where's the sequel? Capcom SNK. Just saying. I played him. It was freaking awesome. He was awesome. Like Capcom developed him, was pretty good. Another one that I have, the game that I played with him, was Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. Again, was the sequel. I love the game. I think it's one of my all-time favorite SNK games. The ultimate crossover. Oh, which is in the PS4. I played it in the 360. It's also compatible with the Xbox One. Okay. So I played them still. Has the same move. Freaking awesome. So yeah, I can see why people love this guy. He is fun to play, I have to admit. Even Miles was excited like a little boy. I'm too, because I think it makes sense. So with that, that's what who Rock Howard is. Now, has he been in a King of Fighters game? Yes and no. Let me explain. Rock Howard was in a King of Fighters game, however, not in the main game. He debuted in King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2, or in the West, King of Fighters 2006. I know, market reason, it was stupid in my opinion, but whatever. That was his first debut in a 3D platform. Again, the Maximum Impact, not really a bad game. I did talk about it. It's basically trying to homage to a Tekken style. I love the game, bought it for the PS2. I think it's good. Maybe a PS2 to PS4 would be nice. Excuse me, my bad. So anyway, he was there. But the King of Fighter Maximum Impact series, sad to say, according to Falcon, because he did work, and he's an artist when the former SNK artist left. I forget the guy's name, but now he did like Tatsunoko in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Interesting, but different story. He said that the Maximum Impact series, it's another story, another alternate timeline. Kind of bummed me out if it's an alternate timeline. I wish it was just a spin-off, made more sense, but just like Street Fighter EX is an alternate storyline, same goes with Maximum Impact. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, the sad thing, I mean, it's a good game, not so popular than the actual mainstream games. So, that was the view. Again, to some extent, it's not canon to the King of Fighters series. So now, moving forward to 2017, he's finally in a mainstream King of Fighter game. So you say, oh, that's a cop-out. He's not a new character. Well, he is new to the King of Fighter mainstream game. He's not a new character per se, but he's never been in a King of Fighters series. That's his first time as a playable character. Yet, believe it or not, he's been in a King of Fighter game before as a kid as Terry's winning intro and winning post. Yes, in 2011, Brasu Elliott, sometimes in Terry's intro, you'll see a kid, Rock Howard. It's a kid there in 2001. Did I say 11? 2001. I mean, whatever. So there you go, and I think that's when his debut. There was even an artist who did an illustration in 2011. They showed Terry with a Kid Rock. If the Kid Rock, sorry, a young Rock. Let's just say that, a child Rock. Whatever. Do apologize for that. So again, he was a kid. And I don't know, he also appeared in 2003. I know 2002, but again, it's not canon. 2003, 11, I don't know if he appeared. I don't think he appeared, of course, in 12 and 13. So, yeah, but he'd been there as a cameo, but not a playable character. Now, moving forward, 2017, King Fighter 14. Finally, you can say now, a Mark of the Wolf Garo character is in the game once again. Rock Howard. So that was awesome. So now you can have you can see now finally an official King Fighter battle. Rock Howard versus Geese Howard. That's his dad. The relationship, I don't know. Hopefully, if there's an interesting like intro, that'll be awesome. I really want to see it. But yeah, I mean that's freaking awesome there. So, speaking of oh wait, this is the first character for a Mark of the Wolf in a King of Fighters series? Not so much. During the Ash saga, 2003, 11, those two at least. 13, not so much. Excuse me, man, I'm drinking too much juice. Is they started to introduce Gawu Mark of the Wolf characters. One, Terry and both, I think 2003 and 11. Terry now dressed his Mark of the Wolf rather than his Fatal Fury. And then in King of Fighter 12, 13, and 14, he went back. I don't know the story. Confusing, but who the hell cares? It's just a freaking design. Maybe he grew up, he grew his hair back, put his cap again, whatever. But I prefer his Mark of the Wolf design. Makes more sense, but whatever. So, anyway, so in 2003, there was two characters from Mark of the Wolf beside Terry, which is Tizak and Gato. Then same goes with 11, he came back. And the third one that came in is Jeanette Bonnie, I forget her name is. She's supposed to be a pirate. Supposed to be a sexy pirate. Again, Mark of the Wolf. So there you go. So 3 characters. And then now the fourth one coming is Rock Howard. And that's actually interesting that they're actually keeping tag of Mark of the Wolf character in the King of Fighters series. I mean, granted in 13 and 12 and 13 they didn't. But unfortunately those games, they were trying to go to a different direction and kind of failed because it took too long. That they just did whatever they could. I mean, it's a beautiful game, but at the same time, hey, look, gotta say, didn't really have a lot of interest. I mean, there are some new characters, so I gotta give props. I mean, there were 3 and 13. 12, not so much. Yeah, if you want to know about that one, if I remember, I'll put in the link in the description box about the King of Fighters 12 and 13. Yeah, so anyway, King of Fighters 14, Rock Howard, freaking awesome. So there you go. Those are your 4 DLC characters for King of Fighters 14. I'm surprised after those 450 already more than character, you got DLC character for $5 each. I don't know if there's gonna be like a bundle for it or season pass If there would, hey, if I buy the game, maybe I'll buy this character just for Rock Howard. But I'll try the other characters too. But like I said, good choice with the final one, Rock Howard. Yes, it's a cop out, but you might always have a new character. But yes, because he's never been in a King of Fighters series, a main King of Fighters series. So with that, thanks for listening. Alright, so here's a little bit of a spoiler. So if I've not played King of Fighters 14, or you're going to plan to buy it in the long run, then click back now. There's a reason why this one's on the end rather during my main V-Blog. And that is, in King of Fighters 14, you might say, oh, it's only Rock. That's finally, Mark of the Wolf is Rock. Not so much. The character King of Dinosaur, because there have been a lot of rumors, speculation, oh, he's T-Zoc. He's T-Zoc just being a heel, just like Big Bear and Raiden. They're the same character, believe it or not. So this is going to be the spoiler part. And if you guys haven't played King of Fighters 14 yet, then click back. Don't listen to this part. So you might be thinking, is King of Dinosaur really T-Zoc? And the answer is yes. The story basically, there's a hint when Terry and King of Dinosaur talk. He basically called his name T-Zoc, and then he basically responded, but he said, no, what are you talking about? I'm King of Dinosaur, which is some sort of a joke. So there you go. And in the ending of Team Mexico, it was very, very revealed that the reason why he decided to have the persona the King of Dinosaur rather than T-Zoc or Griffin was his premise in King of Fighters 14, or prior to King of Fighters 14, is that he lost as Griffin or T-Zoc to Nelson. So he wanted revenge. So he said, I'm going to get a new persona and I'm gunning for Nelson. That's why King of Fighter or King of Dinosaur, debuted. So yeah, so there is to some extent, again, sort of a cop out. Again, Rock's a new character, but it's never been in the King of Fighters series. King of Dinosaur is really T-Zoc, but it's in heel, kind of like Raiden and Big Bear. Yeah, it's sort of a cop-out, but at least, hey, like I said, to some extent, you got two characters from Mark of the Wolf. So at least SNK or the new developer is acknowledging that series. I'm just kind of sad that they didn't acknowledge any characters from 2003, 11, 12, 13, or the Ash Saga. Only Kukri, to some extent, the closest one, because it's supposed to be related to the Warriors of the Past, which is another spoiler. Again, if you beat the game, then you beat the official royal or the official team, the Royal Invitation official team, I think, whatever they call themselves. That Kukri was there because Elizabeth basically hired him to look for Ash. There you go. I'm not going to say much about it because you might question, well, if they ever do a sequel, are they going to bring back some characters from the Ash Saga? There is some reference that is in King of Fighters 14. Again, spoiler, not going to talk about it so much, but there you go. So yeah, that's a spoiler part of King of Fighters 14 about characters from the Mark of the Wolf. Like I said, besides Rock Howard, T-Zoc is in the game, except his King of Dinosaur. So